Hello, and welcome to Viewpoints, Dominion DMS's video podcast series where we highlight our vendor partners. I'm Sharon Kitzman, president of Dominion DMS, and today we have Dino Carbone. He's the executive vice president of sales and marketing and a co-founder of SmartPay Solutions. Dino, welcome.
Thanks, Sharon. Great to share some time with you. Excited about this call.
Excellent. Well, before we get into the really hard-hitting questions, maybe you could just tell us a little bit about yourself and SmartPay Solutions.
Sure. So my background right out of college was in the insurance world. You know, being here in Connecticut, obviously what used to be the insurance capital of the world. So it was a logical thing for me to get into the insurance side of things, and it's always been on the business side of insurance. You know, obviously there's so many different aspects of the insurance world, but so commercial insurance specifically has always been my background. I then got into the insurance agency world where I was a partner in an insurance agency here in Connecticut. And at the time we did a lot of workers' comp insurance, and we'll get into why that's important in a second. But we got to a point where a lot of our clients were being approached by payroll companies because they wanted to actually sell them insurance. So payroll companies are actually getting into the insurance world. So, and the reason for that is a lot of insurances, particularly workers' comp insurance, which every business has to have. And so every dealer obviously has to have workers' comp insurance, is based on payroll. Well, the dealer would have to sit down with his or her agent and the insurance company and guess what their payroll was going to be for the next 12 months. And we all know how that worked out in the last few years with COVID, et cetera. And then they pay for that every month with a fixed payment. And then at the end of the year, the insurance company says, hey, we audited your payrolls and congratulations, you had a good year and you owe us 25% more premium. And guess what? It's due right now. So the concept of what's known as pay as you go came into play a few years ago, and we created a software that allows our clients to run their payroll, calculate the premium based on that payroll, and we pull it and send it to the insurance company. So SmartPay, to give you some perspective, last year had $37 billion of payroll come through our platform to calculate workers' compensation premium for the clients and insureds that are on our platform, right? And we think that'll double this year. So SmartPay is really, you can almost say we're a data aggregator, right? And this is why we're so excited to be working with Dominion, and we'll talk about why. But the data that's used to calculate an insurance premium for a business varies. And so SmartPay has the technology and the platform to be able to measure those variables and help even out the business owner's insurance payment. So that's my background. That's the background of the company. And again, quite frankly, we're excited on where this is going because there's a lot of different applications.
Wow. My sister lives in Connecticut and she started her career at Aetna, which is why she moved there. So I do know that you are in the insurance capital of the world, or what used to be. Oh, yeah. So you also just said a big number with a billion after it, and that it would double this year. So should I assume that your 2023 sales year is also kicked off to a good start?
Yeah, knock on wood. Yeah, we've had a great year. You know, and again, you can imagine the last couple of years how tough it's been for everybody, right, with COVID. But quite frankly, again, our technology, our platform, our process really supported that to help businesses even out what their payments would be. Now, you can imagine some businesses like the Amazons and the FedExes of the world, their payrolls skyrocketed, right? So to be able to measure the premium based on that was good. But some businesses, it was tough. They had to shut down, their payrolls were way down. So why pay for a fixed payment when that's not the real world? You know, you should be able to quote unquote pay as you go based upon, you know, what your exposure is. So that's why we've had some pretty good years, and it's really propelled us to where we're going 2023, 24 and beyond.
Excellent. Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Would you say the pay as you go component of your solution is what is unique in your solution compared to your competitors, or is there something else that dealers should know?
Yeah, there's very few, believe it or not, very few doing what we're doing, because here's the thing. So in order to get the data in our initial product, which was workers' comp, pay as you go, there's hundreds and hundreds of payroll companies throughout the country, right? And so we actually have built integrations directly with hundreds and hundreds of payroll companies. So as they run the payroll for their client, that data hits our system to calculate the workers' comp premium each pay period. So those integrations are critical, and there's not a lot of players out there that want to build all those integrations and support them and so forth. So, so we're very unique in that space. And so now what we've done is we've turned it for dealers to cover a line of insurance that's also variable for them. And we get the data right now prior to our relationship with you on a manual basis, right?
I see.
So the dealers currently in our program, which we just launched, by the way, last year, so we're excited about where it's going forward, but it's all about getting that data. And so when the businesses have to manually put that information in versus getting it directly through an integration with somebody like Dominion into SmartPay, we have, like I said, 300 plus payroll company integrations.
Right.
We're excited. We're the first first DMS system to actually work with us to build the integration. So we're really excited about that.
Excellent. Well, good. Well, speaking of data and getting data out of the DMS, I don't know if you're aware, but NADA keeps track of a bunch of statistics, and one of them that they like to report on is the average number of software vendors that a given dealer employs or uses in their dealership. And right now, the average number is 16. That's a lot. It's a lot for a dealer to keep track of. It's a lot for the users and the team members within the dealership to remember logins for and to use, really optimally to the fullest extent.
Right.
As a DMS provider, almost all of those other solutions in the dealership want, data from us, and I think we have a unique view that we're gonna offer that data in a secure way to any and all that come calling or that the dealer would like to integrate to. So as a partner and as a consumer of the data out of the DMS, is there anything that you've heard from maybe our common dealers or dealers in general that we could do better in order to facilitate, a really robust and secure data integration with other vendors like yourselves?
What I think is exciting about what we're building with you is it's almost a set it and forget it, right? Because what they would like, I think, just like any business owner, is what do I do in my normal day-to-day routine? I don't even really want to think about the fact that the data that's in your DMS is coming to SmartPay, right? Once the integration is set up and the process is quote unquote turned on, it's an automatic process, right? It's kind of like how they pay their taxes. They don't really think about it until the end of the year, right? But I mean, the reality is they pay their taxes automatically because that's just the way the system works. Well, we want insurance payments when it's variable, like payroll or sales or value of vehicles on the lot, which is what we're building with you. When it varies and the insurance is based on that, why not make that an automatic process? So if I have a great, in our case, a lot of vehicles on the lot means they're paying more insurance, but if they sell the vehicles and the vehicle values are down, they shouldn't have to pay as much. So it's set it and forget it, but it works, and there's support. And if anything takes a left when it should have taken a right, they want to know that they've got a really strong team behind them. So again, I think Dominion and SmartPay together as a partnership is going to be phenomenal.
Excellent. That set it and forget it. That was like that rotisserie chicken thing or something.
Am I dating myself?
No, it's all right. I remember it. Saturday morning infomercials.
There you go. That's right. Yeah. No peel.
Yeah. So you just, mentioned as the value of the vehicle decreases as it sits on the lot, or or as the number of vehicles fluctuate on the lot,
Right.
the value goes up and down, and it should
Right.
take care of itself. Going up and down is kind of at the heart of this next question. We
Sure.
are in an industry that, good years, bad years.
Yeah.
I really feel for dealers and how they have to think about, forecasting their business and paying a bunch of team members in their dealership that are members of the same community that they operate in.
Sure.
If, as you and your team sit down and think about, potential upside in the business or potential downside or downturn in the business,
Right.
are there clear ways that you think you can help dealers through that process?
Sure. Sure. So a couple of things I've already mentioned, right? Workers' comp insurance. As the payrolls go up or down in their dealerships, so should their premiums. So unfortunately, if they're down for a few months for whatever reason, then the payments should be down as well. So we've now taken that to the dealer open lot insurance. So that's really the insurance that we're talking about in terms of our integration with Dominion, because as the value of the vehicles goes up and down, so should the insurance based on those. Again, rather than guess what that value is going to be for 12 months, especially what we've seen over the last couple of years, how in the world, they have to do that. Then they get it back or they pay more, right? This way, as we get the data from you, again, automatically, we calculate what the premium is for them every month, pull it, send it to the insurance company, so they don't have to think about it. So as things are down a little bit, they pay less, and as it goes up, they pay a little bit more, and it really helps manage cash flow for one of the higher, P&L basis, insurance costs they're up there. So it helps a dealer manage those costs.
That's great. I'm sure they appreciate it without having to think about it.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So for other Dominion DMS dealers who might be out there listening or watching this podcast,
Right.
if they were interested in taking advantage of this type of a service from SmartPay as well, how would they go about getting engaged, Dino, with you and your team?
Yeah, so we deal with right now we have an insurance carrier, right, that actually brought this program to us. And they work through independent insurance agents. And so if a dealer's interested in the concept at all, I would have no problem in them reaching out to me personally, and then I can help direct them, give them some suggestions, thoughts. How does it work? How can it benefit them, right? So we're a resource, Sharon, in this world, and you're in the same boat. When things are new and innovative, it's exciting, but that comes with a need to educate, right? And then support. So we need to do that. We need to say to them, look, here's something different, and how is it going to benefit you? And then how do you actually implement it and get the process started? So we have great teams, insurance companies, agents, that could work with us and work with, your clients or potential clients to say, we've got a better way for you to manage your cash flow and really squeeze out some of those expenses. So, SmartPay does offer the fact that we're here. We can answer questions. We can walk a dealer through, how the whole process works. Because trust me, once a business is on this type of payment plan, they don't want to do it any other way, because they understand that the cash flow is very important and they're managing that whole process. So we offer to be part of that. And we're really looking forward to working with you on future podcasts or videos we're creating to help explain how our relationship can benefit more of the dealers.
Great. Yeah, that's excellent. So if you're watching this podcast on our website, dominiondms.com, just navigate over to the partner list, go down to the S's for SmartPay, and you'll be able to click on that link, which will take you directly to the SmartPay website as well.
Great.
All right. Well, Dino, as we close out our session today, since we're both touching the automotive industry, I always ask my interviewees a question about a specific memory, a car, something that resonates for you in the auto industry as you think back over your history.
Yeah. You know what? it's a pretty simple answer for me, right? And what's applicable for me, and I'm up there, is still applicable for people today and parents. The first car you get, right? The first car you get, and I'll have to date myself here a little, Sharon, but I'm willing to go out on a limb. A 71 Ford Pinto. I would have thought it was a Rolls Royce. When my dad now, as a parent, I can understand, you know what? I need to get my son a car so I don't have to worry about taking him,
Right.
to football, wherever he has to go. So anyway, I'll never forget walking into that dealership with my dad and him saying he had already picked it out. So it was a red 71 Ford Pinto. And I figured out a way to get an 8-track player in the glove compartment so I could have music while I'm driving my car. I mean, come on, the first car anybody gets is just the greatest experience.
It's freedom, right? It's freedom.
Freedom, and it's like you're into the next. We didn't realize now I wish I could slow that up process down. But yeah, it's all about, again, I don't have to tell you, but owning a car and having that first car, it's a really
special.
Cool it is. It's special. Yeah. So that's what the dealers bring, right? To all their,
that's right. That's right.
It's more than a car.
Yep. Well, thanks for sharing that memory. And thank you for sharing all the great information about SmartPay. It sounds like a really unique solution to a problem that most dealers probably don't want to think about too much. So take advantage of SmartPay and the integration to Dominion DMS. And we hope many dealers reach out to you.
Great.
Thank you, Dino, for being with us today, and best of luck to you and your business and our partnership going forward.
Great. Same to you, Sharon. Same to you. Excited about working with you.
Thank you.
All right.